Hi, Victory Nation. Welcome to Inside My Victory, podcast about the church, creativity, and leadership. I'm Pastor Gene.
And I'm Pastor Kelly. And you can follow along with the notes we provided for you at my website, kellystickle.com.
And when you have questions, please let us know that because we'd like to discuss those with you. Or you have an interest in a subject matter we haven't discussed, please email us at leadership@myvictory.ca.
Yeah, please take advantage of this. If you're a pastor or a church leader and you have a question that is specific to your situation, you can email us again at leadership@myvictory.ca. We would love to take it on.
Yes, we would. What's happening, Pastor Kelly?
Spring.
It is.
Spring is finally...
A couple of days without snow.
Finally here. We are holding our breath as the May long weekend is just around the corner. But,
it's wonderful.
But yeah, spring is here and it just makes everything feel better.
It does. It does. Last week we discussed honor. We're going to do that again today. But last week we talked about really how to kind of develop that as a habit. Mm-hmm. And then we also talked about how to give honor even in agreement and disagreement. And that's really powerful.
That's very, very important.
So any thoughts so that you want to pull back from last week, just kind of review and bring people up to date here?
Yeah, we honor has a way of elevating, everything. So everything gets better and operates better in a culture of honor. And
Yes.
I believe wholeheartedly that honor starts as a choice, and it starts with us as leaders. And we can't demand honor from our people because honor is not just about honoring up, it's about honoring.
And we used to do that years ago, decades ago, hundreds of years ago.
That doesn't work. We want to create...
You will respect me.
Yes, that's right. We want to create a culture of honor. We want to create, and that starts with us as leaders.
Yes.
We need to honor up, down, and all around.
All around. Sounds like a nursery rhyme.
Yes.
All right. So are there behaviors that you have witnessed in leaders who really have bought into honoring those people that are around them, above them, beneath them, et cetera, all around? Are there certain habits that you have seen, behaviors that you've seen?
Yes, absolutely. I've had the privilege of hanging around with some phenomenal leaders in church world. I guess if there were celebrities, these guys would probably be up there with them in church world. Great leaders running big organizations, leaders like Dr. George Hill, Leon Fontaine, Levi Lusko, Kevin Gerald, Willie George, Jensen Franklin, Dr. Sam Chand, Dr. Dave Martin, and others. And I've noticed something about all those guys that they have, a few things in common. Of course, they're all gifted speakers, they're writers, thinkers, strategists, but they also do 5 things I think really well that shows honor to everyone around them and to me. I think kind of caught me off guard with each one of them. I went in very timid, very nervous in meeting with them. Feeling like, how is this going to go? Or, am I, going to feel like a
measure up?
Or, do I measure up? And I was really, really quite, surprised with how each one of them were. And the first thing is that they honored my time.
Right.
I know a lot of leaders who manage far less than any of these guys do, who are always running late, who always have the excuse, I'm really, really busy. And
that is so important.
Yeah, and they excuse that. But these guys were different. They were very precise. They were very to the minute. They were on time. And it was challenging to me as a leader because, man, I don't have any excuses when I see these guys as itinerary and what they do for feeling like I'm overwhelmed or I'm busy or that I should disrespect somebody by not showing up on time. So it was really challenging to me.
Yeah, I think it carries that idea that they were expecting me.
Yes.
They were prepared for me. That means a whole lot more than showing up and then they don't remember they even had an appointment with you.
Right. And showing up in time is really about respecting. They respected me and my time and valued and made a priority to be there.
That's probably a first step for a lot of emerging leaders or young leaders is to understand to always be prompt.
Yes.
It's so honoring.
I think as leaders, when we show up on time, you're not only stewarding your time well, but you're also respecting, others' time as well. So I think that's a first step to honor.
That's good.
The second thing that I noticed about these guys is that they each did their homework. I was quite surprised and impressed when I met with them. each one of them. They knew about me. They knew about our ministry. They'd obviously done research into what our church is all about. They had an understanding, about what the church was and what the ministry was and what we've done. And they took the time to be prepared and ready for the meeting or for our time together. Yeah. And I found that really, really honoring. It felt, I was like, wow.
You felt welcome,
Yeah, I felt like I was important enough for them to take the time for them to learn.
And they were so focused on you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was amazing. I think the third thing is they called me by name. And I know that seems like a small thing, but there's examples like I was at a conference in Edmonton at a Celebration Church, and I was, it was a pastor's conference, and I was sitting in, I think, the second or third row from the front, and the speakers at the conference was Levi Lusko, and his wife Jenny was there as well. And they came in, the music had just started, the conference just opened up, and they came in just a little bit late. And I'd met them once before at an event, just briefly. It wasn't anything, too significant in the first meeting. But at the conference, they walked in and they saw me and my wife sitting in, the second row or third row. And before they took their seats, both of them came over, gave us a big hug, called us by name, and said, "So good to see you. Let's talk after." And that, as something as simple as that meant. It meant the world to me. And
the other thing that I would say is it showed to the people all around you, not about you, but about them, that look at that.
Yeah.
They really honored those people. We don't even know who those people are, but they are honoring ministry. They honor people.
Yes.
There's something about that connects with people, makes this is going to be good. This person's real.
Yeah, this person's real, and they really do care, and they paid attention enough. We went to a conference last year in
and you didn't
Tacoma.
have a big name tag on, did you?
I didn't have a name tag. No, I didn't. We went to a conference last year at Champion Center with Pastor Kevin and Sheila.
Right.
And before we even had taken like 3 steps into the door, there was 4 or 5 pastors from the church there and from their organization that came, greeted us by name. And, Pastor Kevin and Sheila, again, we had one meeting with them before that. And they came and greeted us by name and remembered our names and,
awesome.
And remembered what we were going through and what the church was all about, and asked specific questions to our family and to our church and to our situation. And that's amazing, right? I mean, it makes this a little thing, but it speaks to me as a leader going, okay, hey,
that's
it really is important.
Purposeful. From their point of view, they really were on purpose with that.
Really on purpose. And it's really important for us as leaders. And it seems like a little thing, but it's a big thing in honoring is to remember people's names.
let's be honest. It's hard to remember everyone's name.
It really is, yes.
Do they have a system? Or do they have some way to keep up with that?
Yeah, I asked Pastor Sheila Gerald specifically about that because I observed her meeting with people, and I was watching her greet everyone by name, and I was like, how do you do that? And she does have a system. She actually takes her phone and she writes names down of people that she's met, and she often takes pictures with them or different things like that, and then tags the picture with their name in there so that next time she sees them,
that's awesome.
That she can remember their names, which is
that extra effort makes a big difference.
It's amazing. Wow. The fourth thing that I've seen all these guys do is each one of them was humble and was willing to admit their faults. They were okay with not being good at everything. And they made it so easy to talk to because, they didn't elevate themselves above me. They didn't just talk about their successes and everything that is great and everything that they've done. They talked about their failures, the mistakes they've made, their fears, and they just made it very easy to converse with and to feel like, okay, they're not elevating themselves way above me, and I don't matter here. And so it's an incredible way to honor somebody who's being down to earth that way and being humble in that way.
And be okay with not knowing everything.
And being okay with not knowing everything and being okay with not being good at everything. There's times when I had meetings, for instance, with Leon, where I'd ask him a question and he's like, he'd smile and he said, Kelly, I haven't dealt with that in the church for years. But you should get in touch with so and so in the church. They're so much better at this than,
and that's
than
honoring
me.
even to those people they're recommending.
Yes, absolutely. So that was good. Now, the fifth thing is that they follow through on their promises. They don't make promises they can't keep. But when they do make a promise, or when they do say they're going to follow through, or when they do say they're going to follow up or stay in contact or let's meet again, they do. And again, that seems like a little thing, but it really is dishonoring if you say something and don't deliver. Yeah. If you promise something and don't follow
really
through.
Wise just to know I can do this, but I can't do that, so I'll only promise what I can do.
Yes.
That's really smart.
Yeah, it really is smart, and it's very, very honoring. So again, those 5 things just to me were, as leaders, are 5 simple ways that I've felt honored, and so therefore, hey, I think it's good for us to honor others in that same way.
If you had one that you would say is the most important, or even can you do that? Because all 5 are powerful.
All 5 are really, really. I don't know if there's one that is more powerful than the other. I think each one of them plays a significant role. But I think ultimately in the church world, we're trying to reach unchurched people and trying to do that. I think ultimately, probably the one in our society that is most important is humility and authenticity, being willing to admit your mistakes, just being down to earth, being approachable, being easy to talk to, and a lot of times, kind of disarming people who come in thinking...
Disarming people is really, really key.
Yeah, they come in thinking that they don't measure up. Well, man, just love on them and I think show a humility and authenticity. Yeah. I think that is probably the easiest way to honor people.
And to grow
initially.
to grow in that effort as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Because you know what? It matters.
It does matter. It really does.
If we're on this mission, we've got to make it matter.
It really does. And we have a mission that is so important. I mean, the church really is the hope of the world.
It is.
And we are on mission to reach every available person.
At every available time.
By every available means.
With the gospel of Jesus Christ.
By creating churches.
Unchurched people love to attend.